Why spend £500 on a steel pillar mount when you can build your own for less than £100? In this long awaited video I complete my trilogy of back garden breeze pier mounts. I'll be taking you through the installation process step by step and explaining exactly what you need to replicate the 60-minute job for yourself. I'm Damon Senior and this is Astronomical. So before we start, I know the first question I'm going to get from people is it safe and sturdy? Well, I've had two of these mounts now for about 2 years, and they've just about had every amateur telescope under the sun mounted on them. In fact, at certain points there were even payloads exceeding 20 kilograms that were mounted on top of them, and there were zero issues whatsoever. Or, as my dad says,
listen, don't be a knobhead, that ain't going nowhere.
Also, an important side note, the build process for these go a lot smoother if you have someone in your life who owns the necessary tools for builds like this. So here's a complete list of everything we are going to need to build your very own pier mount in less than an hour for under £100. If you're choosing to build on concrete like me, you're going to need some mortar and a concrete slab. 600mm by 600mm will do the trick nicely. Then you will need a couple of hollow concrete blocks, which is surprisingly the cheapest component of the entire setup. I actually went to Travis Perkins to get 2 of these, and I wound up paying less than £10 for the pair of them. In order to fix everything together, we're going to need some M10 bolts and raw plugs, which will be best installed with a hammer drill and an impact driver. Then we have a pier extension at the peak. In today's video, I'm going for the budget AliExpress version, which you can get in some enormous sizes. My 2 previous pier mounts used the PE200 pier extensions from ZWO. They're great, but this was mostly motivated by the fact that I had them handy as opposed to being exclusively better. Okay, so let's get started. Doing the work today is Damon Senior. That's right, me and my dad are both called Damon Senior. So if you ever thought parents who picked up books about babies' names and picked Aaron were lazy, imagine your parents not even picking up said book and just going Control-C, Control-V. So start off by drilling 4 grounding holes into each corner of the slab, just to keep it securely fixed into the ground. That mortar base will only provide so much stability, and given that your payload likely costs thousands of pounds, we do not want to take any chances. Hammer in your plugs to really get them in there and then secure each corner. Looking good so far. This looks like a great trip hazard for your late night stargazing sessions. With the very first one we did, we painted the base slab, and I'm sure we'll do something similar with these ones later on, but you can choose to do whatever you want at your own discretion if you don't like the original colour. Now the reason it's important to use hollow cinder blocks is so that we can easily install and stack them upon one another. The next step is to drill 4 holes into the base and then carefully align this with the centre of the slab. If you can, draw markers through the holes that you made to give a precise reference on where to then drill. You'll notice that Damon the First is using 2 different masonry drills, one to make the hole and then another to widen it to the right thickness for these fixings. In fact, let's now hear from Damon Alpha Prime on what it is that he's doing right now.
Okay, so we're using M10 bolts, 4-inch, 100mm, and the plugs as well. So that is what we're looking at. So the full threaded bit is going to go down into here and into the concrete below. Touch wood. Old school. I'm just knocking the plugs in a little bit further so we get proper grip. So you do sometimes need to just give it a little wiggle to line up the bolts below, and as you can see, that's they're all going down nicely. So then it's a 13mm socket. Screw these down, tighten them up. Now, don't worry about the cinder too much breaking just around here where we've drilled through. By the time you get the bolt down, it will pull everything in tight anyway. And again, tight but not over tight, otherwise you will crack the block. And there we go. That's the first one in. And as you can see, that ain't going nowhere. We could build the Burj Khalifa off that and that wouldn't fall over.
And as a reminder to any of you who wish to question the work and stability of the founding father Damon,
listen, don't be a knobhead, that ain't going nowhere.
Now that that's secured, we're doubling up and adding the next cinder block. Here we can see caveman Damon on the verge of discovering fire for the very first time. Who knows where his species will now go with the invention of this essential tool for survival. Drill some more holes in both cinder blocks and make sure that you've accurately lined up the location on each one. And this right here is just another reminder of why he is known as Damon the Fossil Edition. Just off shot here, you can see another one of the piers in comparison to the latest. Ah, and look at that. Speaking of, here's one I made earlier. Here is off-brand Damon trying to make it look like he's helped. Yeah, much like most sequels, no one asked for him. The next step is securing the two blocks together, and this method of securing them together isn't strictly necessary, but it just helps since there isn't really a lot of room for maneuverability within these cinder blocks. Old Testament Damon noticed a crowbar up against a fence and decided to use this as a way to hammer them down a bit before then tightening them up. As you can see, it's worked nicely. There's no noticeable wobble, and the pier mount stands the immense force that I've applied. Which means all that's left now is to sketch some graffiti on the top that says, "The Damons were here," and then add the pier extension. Whilst the pier extension isn't strictly necessary, it just ensures that there's now like a 99% chance your rig will not be coming into contact with the pier itself, since it's propped up a little bit higher. The old pier extension installments were threaded and bolted, but for the new one we're trying something that we hope will be even more secure, and that involves using a large central plug and then 3 smaller plugs to give it that extra stability. We did make it easier for ourselves by removing the head of the pier extension using an Allen key. Since Damon the Grand Elder, older than time itself, does shed quite a bit due to significant age, there was a lot of excess dust during this process. But once that was taken care of and the pier head had been reattached, that was it, job done. All that remained was to test the mount by basically attacking it. Yeah, it looks like we're not really hitting it, but I promise you this thing was solid, okay?
Solid.
You heard the man.
Listen, don't be a knobhead. That ain't going nowhere.
I popped on my latest telescope mount and was delighted to see that not only was it sturdy, but the little bubble level thing was sitting pretty right in the middle. Mission success. Now if you're watching this thinking, wow, that was great, I'd love to see more DIY videos from the founding father, Damon. Well, here's what he has to say to that.
Yeah, I agree with you, but then you've got to get a real job and get in the real world and earn some real money.
So in conclusion, the post-match analysis of this mount is that it is very cheap. It's simple enough to build, but the one question mark that you may wish to still consider is that many DIY astronomers who choose to build their own pier mounts decide to do so on grass, by digging a little trench for the mount to be cemented into. The major benefit for this is that it means there's less risk of vibrations from your footsteps affecting your images. Although granted, with these pier mounts I found that you need to generally be within 2 feet of them in order to cause any noticeable wobble with your footsteps. But what do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you'd like to inspect the full product list, then you can do so by checking out the description. Thanks for watching, I'm Damon, the Return of the Jedi, and this was Astronomical. I'm Damon, it takes 2, and this was Astronomical. Thanks for watching, I'm 2 Damon, and this was Astronomical. Thanks for watching, I'm Damon, the Final Reckoning, and this was Astronomical. I'm Control-C, Control-V, and this was Astronomical. I'm the Unnecessary Remake, and this was Astronomical. I'm the product of lazy parenting, and this was Astronomical. Thanks for watching, my dad thought that the nurse who delivered me was asking what his name was, and this was Astronomical. 42 Wonders of Our Night Sky book has officially been released. What started as my biggest astronomy series on YouTube is now a full book. 140 pages packed with stunning deep sky objects, practical stargazing tips, fun facts, puzzles, games, and side-by-side comparisons showing what each of these wonders look like through 3 very different setups.